What is something another student did that was horrible? I had an English teacher in middle school who was sensitive to horror books. She made that clear at the beginning of the year. At our school, we had this tradition where we could submit a piece of writing to our English teachers, and in our case, we'll call her Mrs. A. You could submit anything you wrote, whether typed or handwritten. There was this semi-popular kid in our class who liked to think of himself as the class clown. When the week of the writing contest came around, we were reminded once again, Mrs. A is sensitive to horror. Please don't submit anything in that genre. Despite the warning, the kid kept boasting about how amazing his piece was going to be. No one knew exactly what he had written, but we all had a bad feeling about it. When the day came to submit our work, he walked up to Mrs. A with a huge grin and handed her a 3-page story. Mrs. A, being the kind person she was, smiled at him as she took it. But the moment she looked down at the first page, all the color drained from her face. I don't know how I knew, but somehow I just knew he had submitted a horror story. Word spread quickly, and soon everyone was asking him questions like, "Why would you do that?" and "What was it about?" About a week later, Mrs. A walked into class, looking pale and shaken. She had a stack of papers and a list in her hand. Before announcing the winners of the writing contest, she addressed the class quietly. "I've opened up about my sensitivity to horror," she said. "Someone took advantage of that. I did review the piece, but I won't be sharing my thoughts on it." She continued down the list, calling out the names of the students who made it into the contest. The boy who submitted the horror story was still smiling at first, but his grin slowly faded as she read name after name. And his never came. Mrs. A congratulated the winners, and that was it. She was never quite the same after that. She stopped sharing about herself. There were no more fun games, just more homework and stricter rules. Many people thought she'd turned into the mean English teacher, but I think she just rebuilt a protective shell. That one act broke her trust, and she never really recovered from it. I still try to visit her now and then. She's still kind, but I can see it in her eyes. That one kid left a mark that will stay with her forever.